plays clubs all over New England. He's a mailman by day and he's a comic by night. Please put your hands to Mark Riley. Let him know, Mark Riley.
Let's keep it going for Rob Steen. I usually don't tell people I work for the post office because there's always that guy that wants to tell me about his brother's friend who has a third cousin twice removed that's married to someone in Wyoming who works for FedEx. Then they want to ask me, do you know him? And I'll tell them yes. My boss told me the other day to have a good, safe, and productive day. I was like, pick one, I don't multitask. I always like to read the little notes on the letters that people want to send back. A few days ago I had a letter from one of the insurance companies that was addressed to the safe driver at 545 Shore Road with a little note that said, not at this address. I hate to see that driving record. Last week, a little kid came out, he wanted to get the mail from me, so as I was getting it ready, he hauled off and he punched me. Punch buggy red, no punches back. Well, I know the rules of the game. He said no punches back, I can't hit him. But here's what I want to know. If he didn't say that, what's the postal regulation on that? Is that little bastard fair game? It's nice delivering mail in the summer. I get to wear my shorts. I actually had women back in January asking me, when are you going to wear your shorts? When are you going to wear your shorts? And you can't blame them. I mean, look at me. I look at myself in the mirror and I think, I do me. And sometimes I do. I went shopping this afternoon. I went over to the Big and Tall store. I had no idea they didn't sell condoms. I see you looking at me, honey. My eyes are up here, okay? You too, sir. I went shopping this afternoon, and you ever notice when you go shopping, the cashier wants to ask you what your zip code is? Thankfully, I work for the post office, so when they ask me, sometimes I'll tell them 04567, which is Patton, Maine. The next day, I might tell them 04005, Biddeford, Maine. But I decided just to be consistent. When they ask, I'll tell them 90210. What are you laughing at? Do I not look Beverly Hills to you? Did you know that today is National Ice Cream Day? National Ice Cream Day. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And in a related story, Travel and Leisure magazine rated Portland, Maine as the #5 city in America to eat ice cream a couple weeks ago. So I decided to test the theory. When I started, I was 150 pounds. I'm thinking about suing. I bought some skinny jeans. They're not working. My wife and I have been looking for a new house, and she said that she would be happy with a ranch-style house. I would prefer bacon ranch. Everything goes better with bacon. My wife went to the freezer the other day to get an ice cream bar, and she said, "Honey, what happened to all the ice cream bars?" I said, "You ate them." She said, "I didn't eat any ice cream bars." I said, "Honey, when we got married, we became one. When I eat an ice cream bar, you eat an ice cream bar." Travel and Leisure magazine rated Portland, Maine the #18 snobbiest city in America. Which I don't understand because my mother-in-law doesn't live there. My mother-in-law heard me say that to my wife, and she was like, you know, payback's a bitch. I said, so are you. But I shouldn't complain about mothers-in-law that much. I mean, my first mother-in-law and I got along fantastically. She didn't speak English. I didn't speak Korean. We just smiled and looked at each other. My wife and I went away on a weekend away up to Jackman, Maine. Anyone been to Jackman before? A couple of you. For those of you who have not been there, there's probably more people in this room than there is that live in Jackman, Maine. But while we were up there, we went on a scenic flight going over the lakes and the mountains. And we flew in one of those smart cars with wings. I think you call them a Cessna. So as we were getting in the plane, there's a bigger seat in the back. So I told my wife, I said, honey, I'll sit in the back, you sit in the front. And the pilot said, no, sir. We are going to need to balance the load. Which I think is the polite way of saying, hey, fat ass. Not sure if this thing's getting off the ground. This is my second time being married, and I've learned a few things this time around. I've learned to always compliment my wife. I tell her all the time she's the best wife I have. I've learned to not tell jokes about my mother-in-law when she's in the room. And I've learned to keep the romance alive. The other day we were shopping at the Hannaford, and I noticed the big display of flowers off to the side. So I went over and I grabbed the biggest, most beautiful bouquet I could find, and I brought it over to my wife, and I handed it to her. Now, we don't have a lot of money, so she couldn't keep it. But for that half hour that we were shopping, she felt pretty special. Hey, y'all been great. My name is Mark Riley. I am pleased to bring up your next comic. This guy is a local guy from right down the street in Biddeford, Maine. Real funny guy.